She adopted her because she was childless for 15 years. The adopted child brought favor and blessing to her. She had her own kids, then turned against the adopted child. While you enjoy the story, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more interesting stories. Mr. Adewale was known everywhere as a successful man. People respected him. They greeted him with smiles and bowed heads. He owned big houses in the city. He owned factories that employed many people. Money answered him quickly whenever he called. But inside his heart, there was a silent pain money could not heal. For 15 years, Adewale and his wife Mareo waited for a child. Every morning Mareo woke up hopeful. Every night she went to bed disappointed. At first, the marriage was full of laughter. They traveled together. They prayed together. They planned a future filled with children. When 1 year passed with no pregnancy, they were not worried. God is preparing something special, Adewale would say. After 5 years, hope began to shake. After 10 years, hope became tired. After 15 years, hope felt like a lie. Mareo watched younger women give birth easily. Some had children every year. Some had twins. Some had children they did not even plan for. Each time she heard a baby cry, her heart squeezed. Each time she attended naming ceremonies, she smiled but cried inside. At night, she often sat on the bed alone, staring at the wall. Her tears dropped quietly so her husband would not hear. Adewale also suffered, but he hid it. He would sit in his office late at night, looking at pictures of other men with their children. He had everything but no heir. Soon the pressure started. His kinsmen began to visit often. They did not come for greetings. They came with opinions. "You are not getting younger," one uncle said. "A man like you must leave a name behind." Another added, "Your wife may be good, but bloodline is important." They advised him to marry another woman. Adewale became angry. "My wife is not a problem," he said. "She is my partner." But the voices did not stop. His parents joined. His father spoke less, but his mother changed completely. She stopped defending Mareo. She stopped calling her my daughter. One morning, while Mareo served her food, the old woman said coldly, "You have tied my son down for 15 years." Mareo froze. From that day, the love turned into bitterness. The mother complained to neighbors. She complained to relatives. She blamed Mareo for everything. Family gatherings, Mareo felt invisible. People whispered when she walked past, "Is that not the barren woman? Such beauty but empty womb." Even at work, Mareo was not safe. Any small misunderstanding, her colleagues attacked her weakness. "You should focus on your home instead of arguing," one woman said. "After all, you have no child to worry about." Those words cut deeper than knives. Mareo went home every day carrying pain she could not explain. She prayed harder. She fasted longer. She cried louder. They went everywhere for solutions. Hospitals in Nigeria. Hospitals abroad. Prayer houses. Anointed men of God. Herbal mixtures. Nothing worked. Doctors said nothing was wrong. Still no child came. The house became quiet. Adewale stopped laughing easily. Mareo stopped singing while cooking. Their marriage remained strong but heavy. One night, after another painful conversation with relatives, Adewale sat beside Mareo and said softly, "My love, what if we adopt?" Mareo looked at him in shock. "Another woman's child?" she asked with fear. But Adewale held her hands tightly. "Love is more than blood," he said. That night, for the first time in years, Mareo slept peacefully. She did not know that this decision would change everything. The decision to adopt did not come easily. Even though Adewale suggested it with love, Mareo battled fear inside her heart. "What will people say?" she asked one night. "They already mock me. Will this not add to it?" Adewale held her hands gently. "People will always talk," he said. "But our home needs joy again." For many days, Mareo prayed alone in her room. She cried and asked God questions. "Why me? Why my womb? Why this shame? One morning after prayer, she felt a strange calm. It was not joy yet, but it was peace. She walked out and said quietly, "Let us try." They did not tell anyone. Early one Saturday morning, they drove to an orphanage at the edge of the city. The building was old. The paint was fading. Children's voices filled the air. Some ran around playing. Some sat quietly in corners. Mireille's heart beat fast. She saw many children. Some stretched their hands, begging to be carried. Some cried loudly. Then she saw one little girl sitting alone under a tree. She was small, thin, and quiet. Her clothes were clean but old. Her eyes were big, eyes that looked like they had seen pain early. She did not beg. She did not cry. She only watched. Mireille stopped walking. Her heart moved. She knelt and opened her arms. The child stood up slowly, unsure. Then she ran into Mireille's arms and held her tightly. Mireille broke down. She cried like she had never cried before. "What is your name?" she asked between tears. "Zara," the girl whispered. That moment sealed everything. Adewale carried Zara out of the orphanage like a treasure. Mireille kept touching her face as if she would disappear. Home, everything changed. The house that once felt quiet now echoed with laughter. They bought Zara beautiful clothes. They fed her well. They took her to school. Mireille braided her hair every morning. She slept beside her at night. She watched her breathe while she slept. For the first time in 15 years, Mireille felt like a mother. People noticed the change. "You look happier," neighbors said. "Adoption suits you," some whispered. Strangely, blessings followed. Business deals started working out easily. Adewale got contracts he did not chase. Peace filled their home. 3 years later, something unexpected happened. Mireille felt sick in the mornings. She was tired all the time. She ignored it at first. When it continued, she went to the hospital quietly. The doctor smiled. "Madam, you are pregnant." Mireille froze. She screamed. She cried. She laughed. She ran home and showed Adewale the test. They knelt and thanked God. People shouted in joy when the news came out. Adoption brought favor. This child opened the womb. Mireille gave birth to a baby boy. The house became noisier. 2 years later, another child came. Then another. 3 biological children. Zara loved them deeply. She carried them. She sang to them. She helped care for them. But slowly, things changed. Mireille began to divide love without noticing. She corrected Zara more. She blamed her first. She spoke harshly sometimes. Zara noticed, but she stayed quiet. She did not know that the same hands that hugged her once would soon push her away. First, no one noticed the change. It started quietly, like a crack in a wall. Mireille did not wake up one day and decide to hate Zara. It happened little by little. When the first biological child was born, Mireille became very protective. She watched him closely. She feared sickness. She feared evil eyes. Zara tried to help. She carried the baby. She sang to him. She rocked him to sleep. But Mireille often said, "Leave him. You don't know how to carry a child properly." Zara stepped back, confused. When the second child came, Mireille became stricter. Her voice became sharp. "Zara, sweep the floor again. You didn't wash the plates well." Zara obeyed without complaint. She believed she was doing something wrong. The third child arrived, and the house became divided. The biological children slept on soft beds. Zara slept on a thin mat. The food finished, Zara waited. If something broke, Zara was blamed. Mireille stopped calling her my daughter. She started calling her by name only. Sometimes when she was angry, she said words that cut deep. "You should remember where you came from. We picked you from nowhere." Zara's heart trembled each time. She wanted to ask, "Did I do something wrong?" But fear locked her mouth. Adewale noticed changes, but he was busy. He believed Mireille was just stressed. When Zara tried to talk to him, Mireille stopped her. "Don't disturb your father," she said. "You are not his real child." Those words hurt more than hunger. As Zara grew older, the cruelty grew louder. Moreo reminded her daily, "I am not your real mother. Your blood is not ours." Zara began to cry often. She cried while washing plates. She cried while sleeping. She cried quietly so no one would hear. Sometimes she cried so much she forgot to wipe her tears. Dry tear lines stayed on her face like marks of pain. Other children in the house noticed. They repeated what their mother said. "You are not our sister. You don't belong here." Zara felt lonely even in a full house. School she became quiet. Her teachers noticed the sadness in her eyes. At home, Moreo's cruelty became worse. If Zara made a mistake, she was beaten. If she asked a question, she was shouted at. One night, Zara spilled water accidentally. Moreo slapped her. "Useless girl. You have always brought trouble." Zara ran into her small corner and cried until morning. Adewale was away on business most of the time. When he returned, Moreo smiled like nothing happened. Zara did not complain. She still believed love could return. But when Zara turned 15, everything changed. She was growing into a beautiful young girl. Her height changed. Her face brightened. Moreo began to see her differently. Bitterness filled her heart. One evening, after an argument, Moreo shouted, "I can't stand seeing you anymore." She dragged Zara's box out. She threw her clothes inside. "This house is not for you," she said coldly. "Go back to where you came from." Zara fell to her knees. She begged, "Mummy, I am sorry. I don't know what I did wrong." Moreo turned her face away. The gate opened. Zara stepped out with tears blinding her. The gate closed behind her with a loud sound. And just like that, love ended. The gate closed behind Zara. The sound echoed in her ears like thunder. She stood there for a long time, holding her small box. Her legs shook. Her heart felt empty. She knocked again. No answer. She called softly, "Mummy." Silence. Night came quickly. Zara walked without direction. She did not know where she was going. She only knew she could not return. She slept that first night on a cold veranda. The ground was hard. Mosquitoes covered her body. She cried until sleep carried her away. Morning brought hunger. She had no money, no food, no one. She walked from street to street begging for leftovers. Some people ignored her. Some chased her away. A woman once shouted, "Go and find your parents." Zara's stomach burned. Sometimes she ate once in 2 days. Sometimes she ate nothing. Rain beat her skin. Sun burned her face. She slept under trees, beside closed shops, in abandoned buildings. Every night she cried to God, "What did I do wrong? Why did love turn into pain?" While Zara suffered outside, a strange sickness entered Moreo's house. The first child fell ill suddenly. Fever, weakness, doctors rushed. No clear reason. Moreo stayed awake all night crying. A child died. The house shook with wailing. Before tears dried, the second child fell sick. Adewale returned from a business trip in shock. Hospitals were visited. Doctors tried everything. Nothing worked. The second child died. Moreo lost her voice. The third child became sick shortly after. Moreo screamed, "God, take me instead!" But heaven was silent. The third child died. The house that once echoed with laughter became a house of death. Neighbors whispered, "Remember the adopted girl. This is not ordinary." Some spoke boldly. She chased away the child that brought favor. Moreo tore her clothes. She beat her chest. Regret swallowed her whole. Adewale broke down. He sat alone for days. He blamed himself for ignoring Zara, for not listening, for trusting wrongly. Life lost meaning. Money meant nothing. After the morning, Adewale stood up. "We must find Zara," he said. They searched everywhere. Streets, markets, schools. Nothing. Unknown to them, Zara had reached the orphanage again. Weak, broken. The workers recognized her. They fed her. They bathed her. They hugged her. For the first time in months, Zara slept without fear. Her tears slowed, but her scars remained. After the burial of their children, the house became a place of silence. No laughter, no running feet, no baby cries, only memories. Mario walked from room to room, touching toys that would never be used again. Each corner reminded her of her cruelty. At night she could not sleep. She saw Zara's face everywhere. She heard her cries in her dreams. Adewale watched his wife change. The strong woman he once knew was gone. Guilt bent her back. Her eyes were always red. One morning, Adewale said firmly, "We must find Zara." Mario fell to her knees. "I killed my children with my own hands," she cried. "If Zara does not forgive me, I will die." They started searching. They went to markets. They went to streets. They spoke to shop owners. "Have you seen a young girl called Zara?" Some shook their heads. Some said they saw a girl sleeping under bridges months ago. Hope rose, then died again. Weeks passed. One day, a woman at a roadside food stall said quietly, "There is a girl like that at the orphanage." Mario froze. That night she did not sleep. The next morning they drove there in silence. As they entered the orphanage, Adewale's heart pounded. Then he saw her, Zara. She was standing with other children, teaching them how to read. She looked healthier, calmer, stronger. Mario rushed forward. She fell flat on the ground. "I am sorry," she cried. "I destroyed you." Zara stood still. Her heart shook. Memories rushed back, hunger, tears, cold nights. She helped Mario stand up. "I forgive you," she said softly. Mario cried harder. "Come home," Adewale pleaded. "Our house is empty." Zara shook her head gently. "This is my home now." Mario held her close. "I was blind," she begged. "I didn't know what I was doing." Zara's voice trembled. "You knew," she said. "And it broke me." She thanked Adewale for his kindness. She thanked Mario for the past love. But she said quietly, "I cannot be your child again." The words hit like thunder. Zara looked around the orphanage. "These children need me. They accepted me when I had nothing." She chose peace over pain. Adewale closed his eyes. Mario cried like a child. They left without her. The door closed quietly, but the pain followed them home. After Adewale and Mario left the orphanage, their car moved slowly on the road. No one spoke. The silence inside the car was heavy, felt like something had died again. When they reached home, the gate opened wide, but the house welcomed them with emptiness. No children ran to meet them. No voices filled the air. Only the sound of their footsteps echoed on the floor. Mario walked into the children's room. She sat on the bed and held a small shoe in her hand. She cried until her chest hurt. Every corner of the house reminded her of Zara. The kitchen where Zara used to wash plates quietly. The corridor where she cried alone at night. The corner where she slept on a mat. Mario realized something painful. Zara had suffered in silence, while she lived comfortably. Adewale locked himself in his study. He looked at his wealth. Documents, certificates, bank papers. They meant nothing now. "What is money without legacy?" he whispered. At night, Adewale and Mario lay on the same bed, but they were far apart. Pain slept between them. Sometimes Mario woke up screaming Zara's name. Sometimes Adewale sat outside till morning, staring into the darkness. Meanwhile, Zara's life was slowly blooming. At the orphanage, she became a pillar. She woke early every morning to help the younger children. She taught them how to read and write. She combed their hair. She told them stories of hope. She returned to school. Though she was behind her mates, she refused to give up. She studied late into the night. She cried sometimes, but these were tears of healing. Teachers noticed her determination. "She has a strong spirit," they said. Years passed. Zara graduated. She got a good job. The orphanage celebrated her like a daughter. She did not forget where she came from. Every month, she returned with food, books, and clothes. She paid school fees for children who reminded her of herself. She became what she never had, a protector. Back at Adewale's house, time stood still. Friends stopped visiting. Relatives stayed away. The house aged with sadness. Moreo grew thinner. Her laughter never returned. Adewale tried charity, donations, church offerings, but peace did not come. They learned a hard truth. Some losses cannot be repaired. Some doors close forever. Zara forgave them, but she chose a new life. And that choice gave her peace. Zara stood before many children one day and said, "Kindness opens doors that blood cannot." She forgave, but she chose peace. And the world remembered her as the child they rejected, who became the blessing they lost.